All right. So I have done multiple videos kind of covering Texas real estate exams to get your real estate license, from promulgated forms to contract forms. And I've put in a lot of information to help you get through with that. So what I'm going to discuss here is the national estate exam. And so it's really exciting to get to that point. I mean, there's nothing more exhilarating and thrilling of getting out of your car and walking into that place going, oh, please. Oh, please. And so you just get so excited and stressed about it as well, because there is so much information that you've got to cover. And it's amazing how many things that how many questions that you get that you go, I do not remember that at all in any of my coursework. The reality is, as you remember back, there's a stupid amount of information in all the coursework. And so there's so much that you can be tested on and checked on. So basically, I'm going to kind of cover this a little bit and kind of where I was and what happened. So I finished all 6 of my license course, or my Texas real estate licensing courses, at the end of January, the very, very 1st of February. I took the month of February to really kind of study for the classes. I can tell you that at that point in time, I was sick of studying and kind of studied out. And so really I did more of my cramming work a week before the courses, before the tests that I had to take. So I set my first test up in the very 1st of March. I went in there and did the test and killed the national test. I did great on there. In fact, I could probably tell you on my side, there was only a couple questions that I probably missed out of all, I think it was 80 questions or whatnot. A lot of questions, but there was only a couple that I even remember thinking that I'm not sure about those answers. And then I got into the state side of the test. And on the state side, it covered a whole lot of the duties of the licensed realtor. And there was a lot of trick questions in there to me that was, when would you use a lawyer? Would you use it in this sense, or would you use it in that sense? And so really it became more of a lot of trick questions to me in this one. And I'm not great with trick questions. I like let's get rid of 1 or 2 of these answers and let's figure out what these, which one it could be of these other 2. But I mean, it was one of those where all the answers just kind of seemed right, And so it will vary nonstop, I'm sure, about what questions are what. I'm sure there's thousands of options of different questions. So your test and my test could definitely not be near the same. But I did pass the national side the first time. I failed the state side, and I think I missed it. I failed it by only about 2 questions, is my guess. Is what I failed it by. I tried to set up immediately after that to do another test, but it tied into when I was going on vacation with the family and when I would be back and when they were offering the test again. So I was not able to take that test again until middle 1st of April. Went in and redid the test, knocked it out and killed it, and did really, really well on the second time. Again, a lot of people go into it stressed and worried about the math portion of it. Again, there's probably a million different options of test. There wasn't a whole lot of math questions on there. There might have been 4 or 5, and they were more simple math questions than anything. And so with those tests and stuff, I know it's going to vary, but don't stress about the math side of it. Really kind of cover the terminologies, cover the legal part of it, really cover what the obligations and the duties are of a real estate or a real estate agent and licensee, and that's going to really kind of knock out a lot of that information for you to where you're going to get the majority of the answers. Do best case scenario. I mean, eliminate 1 or 2 of those answers and do that. It's very intimidating walking in when they take everything from you, your wallet, your keys, and everything else, and they're putting you in this quiet room with headphones and everything else. Just get in there and take a deep breath and relax. And when you do that, that is going to make the biggest world of difference. One of the things I didn't put in my first videos, and I do not know why I didn't put it in, but I can tell you, when I sit down and I get it all set up and I start, I do a prayer to the Lord and tell him, bring some of this information to my forefront. Bring what I've studied and focused on and tried to make stick in my head. Bring that to the forefront of my mind. Help me be strong in this and help me be successful in this and successful in this test, because my success will breed success to others, and I'll be able to do more for others and more for my family and more for my church. And so really kind of pray for that support and that guidance. It sounds crazy, but it's amazing how calming that is, and how well he does step up and help you through these things. With all these tests, my biggest advice is talk to people. Go talk to Keller Williams. Go talk to Exit. Go talk to McDougall if you're in Lubbock. Go talk to a lot of these places. These people will beg for you to come work for them. They want realtors to work for them and work with them, because they really kind of work for you in the scheme of things. But they want that. And so you tell them, hey, do you have any advice on these tests? And they have even practice questions and practice little things that they can hand to you, and study guides and study materials. A lot of them are more than willing to help because they really want you to come on board with them. And so go ask. Go tell them, I'm at the end of it. I'm about to do my tests. I need advice. If you have practice questions or things that I can cover and study, I'm sure someone's going to be able to hand you some stuff. I was given some stuff by a realtor here in Lubbock, and that helped dramatically. And so really kind of ask questions. It's not just you. There's a whole lot of us out there that just got our license or working on getting our license. And so ask, because people will love to help you. We don't get in this business. People don't get in this business because they don't like helping others. We get in this because we're excited about helping others and doing more for others, and being successful because of our kindness and in the way we are. And so ask for help. People will help you, I promise. As all tests went, I am now a realtor. I work here in Lubbock, Texas for Exit. Been with them now. Like I said, I passed my test. I got on with them in May. Now we're in July. And so, like I said, I have a total of about 4 homes that I'm working on now, on top of a full-time job. And so I've got my wife, who is a wonderful person and would be a great realtor. And so I've got her going through this now, and more or less to help me with everything that I've got going and build a big business together. And so I'm enjoying it enough that now I'm dragging my wife into it. And so I think that as a family thing, it's going to be phenomenal. I went with Exit for one of the biggest reasons was they are really family driven. They are really there for your success, and they want you to build your own business, not just sell houses for them. And one of the things I loved about Exit, and as you've seen in my videos before, is that I'm wanted by rental properties. Well, with them, they don't charge you anything if you buy your own rental property. So if you normally get 3% for that rental property, you keep that 3%, and you have the seller pay your closing costs with that 3%, so you don't have to pay taxes on it. Or you have that seller bring the house down 3%, so you don't have to pay taxes on it. And they don't take a dime from you at that point in time. They are really about building your own personal business. And they want you to be successful, because when you're successful, so will they be. And so that's one of the things that really drove me to Exit, along with the people that work there. I mean, I haven't met one person there that wouldn't stop what they're doing in a second to help you with what you had going on. As much as this coursework as you're going to go over, and as much of this coursework as you're going to do, you're going to realize there is a lot of stuff in there that you don't know when it's time to sell a house, or you don't know when it's time for your buyer to buy a house. And you're going to ask a lot of questions, and they will have a lot of different courses and training and development things that they can put you through and help you with. And so that's why I went with Exit. If you have questions about Exit, or you're interested to get started with Exit or whatnot, definitely yell at me. I'm sure that I can definitely help you out on that side as well. I'm going to leave you with one other little thing, and it goes back tied to being a realtor and how it opens up your life. My son is 10 years old, and he is out of school for the summer. I work again a full-time job, about 45 to 50 hours a week, and so on my days off during the week, he just kind of hangs out with me. We don't stick him in a lot of daycare or day camps or any of that kind of stuff. He does baseball and he does football and he does a lot of things, but when I'm off, he stays off with me. We hang out a lot together. And so he will go with me to see homes or show people houses. And he's kind of like one of those icebreakers. You know, you walk in and say, well, here's the enforcer. So if I do something wrong, he's going to have me, you know. And so he's great there to break ice. But we went into a house, and it was an older home, and they had a second living area. And in that living area, they had an entertainment center that was a stucco entertainment center. It's like they built it and they covered it with stucco. And they had a lot of different little shelves in there, and you're trying to make out, me and the buyer are trying to make out what this really is. And I think the biggest box that was in there that you could put a TV in was like 19 inches. So it really wasn't much of an entertainment center. And my son, he's very sociable. He's very talkative. And I told him, you know, you got to stay calm. You know, don't just chatter, you know. And so he was kind of sticking back and doing his kind of thing. And he was on the back wall while me and this guy were talking. And he leans against the back wall. And when he leans against the back wall, he falls through a hidden door. Nowhere on the MLS and nowhere in the listing it shows that there's a panic room in this house. And so he falls through this door, and we just flip out because you couldn't see it there at all. It was just smooth wall. You never saw this door. So we opened it up and we looked in, and there was a hallway, and it was about 3 foot wide, 4 foot wide, maybe about 10 foot deep. Just a hallway hidden room. And so this guy's like, we got to check this out. And so, heck yeah. So we walk in, and we're walking down this little hallway. And I guess because of this hidden room before, he's pushing on both walls to see what happens. Well, he gets towards the end of the hallway, and he pushes open another hidden door. And so he's rolling in this second room, and it is dark in this second room. I guess there was no light or whatnot. And my son thinks, well, we're going to the next room. Might as well shut this door. So he pulls shut the other hidden door, and it slams shut because the way it's set, it's just real tight. And my client loses it. He jumps and flips out, and I had to calm him down, told him that was my son. I apologized for it. And so it ended up leading to another door that led you back into the kitchen. And so it was really the craziest thing. You're going to see some wild stuff. And I can tell you, if I wasn't a realtor, my son wouldn't have that story to tell. And I guarantee he will tell that story for years to come. And so it's enjoyable. There's a lot of fun in it. And so I hope you jump into it. I hope you knock it out, and I hope you do great. If you need anything, like I said, just comment on my page. Again, I'm a pretty busy guy, but if I see it, even if it's a week or two later, I'll try to comment back or do what I can to help. Again, my name is Mark Hughes. I work for Exit here in Lubbock. If you're in Lubbock or around Lubbock and you have questions, holler at me. I'm an easy person to find when it comes down to that. If you want to eat some lunch or drink some coffee or something, we'll meet up, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with whatever I can. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day.